Welcome one and all to the Hurdle Podcast. If I'm being honest, I don't think either one of us thought we'd be making another Cats football one other than a recap of the Sam Houston game. But
here we are.
The Cats are in the Final Four. What do you want me to say? So the Cats go down and play Sam Houston.
H-Town. TSU.
And if we're being honest, beat the crap out of Sam Houston from start to finish.
Yep.
The Cats jumped out to an early 28-0 lead, and from there it was all but over. The Cats win 42-19 and have now secured one last home playoff game against the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. I'll just start off by saying I thought there was no way the Cats would win this game. Especially when, holding Sam Houston to 19 was impressive, but I just did not think we could put up that many points against them.
Yeah.
And we put up 42. This is looking like the Bobcats from about week 3 through week 6.
Yeah.
Putting up a lot of points and playing great defense. And, Brett Vegan had a killer game plan. Sam Houston didn't know what to do against Tommy. Tommy Touchdown, who threw 2 touchdowns, ran for 2 touchdowns, and caught a touchdown. Doing it all on that Philly special. But, Tommy looked really good, I thought.
I did too.
He did what he had to control this game. He started early. He was taking his shots early, which, especially after we get the first touchdown, we get the pick, and the first play, Brett Vegan just says, hey, let's just throw it up. Let's see what we can get here. And Willie Patterson, his only catch of the game, and it was the 31-yard touchdown, put the Cats up 14. And then from there on, it was a dominating defensive performance by the Cats, and then the offense just did what it had to. They kept getting the ball in great field position because of the defense, and even when we didn't, went on drives.
Yeah.
And I believe almost every drive the Cats had resulted in points.
Felt like it.
It really did feel like it. But yeah, so the upset against the team that won 21 straight coming into this game.
Hadn't lost in over 2 years.
Hadn't lost in, really 3. Because last year was really the COVID year. So really 3 years. And the Cats just looked like they were ready to play. They looked like they were ready to win this game. They were ready for upset. They had upset on the mind. And they delivered. It was just an all-around great performance by the Cats.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Tommy was an absolute manimal out there. When you have 5 total touchdowns, you're doing something right. And especially when you have one in all 3 categories, it shows you how versatile of a weapon he is. Ifanse was fantastic. He got his usual workload of around 25 carries, had over 100 yards. I think we ran for about 4.4 yards a carry.
Yep.
As a team, which is incredible. You want that number and above if you're a Montana State fan. That's right on the money. And they really just dominated from start to finish. It's as simple as that. Sam Houston had 2 big plays all game and then decided to go for 2 directly after those. Never got the 2-point conversions. And Schmidt for Sam Houston just looked befuddled out there, to say the least. He was confused. If you can do some different looks at him, 2 high safety. They really played cover 2 for most of the game, but they switched up how the safeties are rotating in and out. They threw an extra in the box sometimes. Their running back who had over 100 yards. They had 2 running backs with over 100 yards against Incarnate Word. Their leading rusher had 34 yards this game. I believe Jefferson's normally their main back.
Yeah, and he only had 17.
Exactly. So the defense was just absolutely impeccable. And like you said, they really just set up the offense every drive down. With great field position. Like those first 21 points, Montana State really didn't have to do a damn thing offensively because they were basically in the red zone when they got it. And then that repeated over in the second half when Schmidt threw I believe it was a pick on the first drive in the second half. And we bring it all the way down to the 2, easy score, punched it out right in. And
Tommy ran that one in.
Yeah, Tommy ran that one in. And I don't know, it was just an utter dominant performance. I normally get worried with games like this because I just didn't know how we were going to move the ball offensively because normally they have a fairly good run defense. Our run game was amazing, and when Tommy had to throw, he was putting balls on the money. Like you said, that Willie Patterson 31-yard touchdown, couldn't have put the ball in a better spot. I was kind of shell-shocked with how good that ball was. Because it literally, if it was anywhere else, it was either an incomplete pass or a pick. And he just put it right there on the back shoulder. Patterson reached out and grabbed that one. McCutcheon had a big touchdown. And that's really what they have to do in the air.
68-yarder, yeah.
Yeah, in the air, that's really what they have to do. No one on Montana State had more than 2 catches. And, like, that's offensively, when we look at the air attack for them, it comes in big plays. We look at the Eastern game. McCutcheon had that huge play down the sideline, breaking 2 tackles for like an 80-yard touchdown.
Isaiah had very big plays
in the Eastern game. Willie Patterson had some huge plays. And that's what they do. They're a chunk offense. They bring it to you in 15s and 20s when they break off big gains. And when you can't stop that, that just rolls for them throughout the entire game. And they've proven that they're hands down the best defense in the FCS.
Yeah, hands down. Because this offense Grant gave up 354 passing yards, but they were throwing it so much more because they were trailing by so much
they had to.
Early. It just showed how good this Cats defense is because they've played the best teams, I think, so far in the FCS offensively. Mm-hmm. When you look at Sam Houston, Eastern, possibly a Montana. Montana got beat out. So. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know what you want me to say about that. Not sorry at all. But yeah, so that means this Saturday.
One more thing too. In watching this game, they really tried to get is it Dye, the wide receiver going, which he had a big game. He had 9 for 180 and 2 touchdowns, but a large majority of that came off 2 huge big plays that he ran where Troy just missed a tackle, which is a 1% chance that's going to happen, and he broke that and just ran that sucker all the way in, and I believe he had like a 32-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Something like that. But when it came to like the screen game, because they really like to get him going through the screens, when you have a guy like Troy Anderson, you can't do that. That's just not a way you can function because his IQ is so high and his ability to tackle is through the roof. And he just sniffed basically every one of those out. The corners did a great job getting off of blocks, which is another huge key when it's stopping wide receiver screens.
And what was crazy, too, is if I remember correctly, about halfway through the game, Okada got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
And I can't remember if he came back in, but so you're playing without your best safety for half a game and still dominated the way they did. It was insane. Troy Anderson accepted his invite to the Reese's Senior Bowl.
Yeah,
so
congratulations.
That's very exciting. That's very cool. A kid from Bozeman playing for the Cats, getting invited to the Senior Bowl. That's insane. But yeah, hey, it doesn't mean anything yet because we still got more football to play. The Cats are not done. They are hosting South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, who have been kind of on upset tears. I'm not going to lie.
They're on fire right now.
They are riding hot. They beat number 5 Villanova last week by 14, and they beat Sac State by 5 in their second playoff game, and then beat UC Davis to keep advancing.
Yeah.
And they throttled UC Davis by 32 points.
Good Lord.
So this team knows how to put up points. But if I've learned anything from this Cats team, it does not matter how much a team can put up. It's a matter of can they
put up points themselves?
Yeah, can we put up points ourselves? And yeah, I really like this matchup. We have, as of right now, phone says 24 degrees. It's damn cold up here in Bozeman. Got hit with a big snowstorm. It's going to hit us again. So this game's going to be pretty cold, I think, and the conditions could not be better for the Cats, especially when there could be some chance of some flurries or even some wind to make it so that the passing attack isn't really as huge. Because from looking at this, South Dakota State's really a balanced team. Their quarterback has nearly 3,000 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 6 picks. But their running back has 40 less carries than Isaiah, 40 more yards, and 7 more touchdowns.
Dude sounds like a beast.
But it's just our defense just keeps coming up clutch, and the offense figures out ways to win. I think this is going to be very fun. This is the first playoff game, semifinal game to be hosted in Bozeman since 86, 84?
84 was the last time they won a chip, I think. So
right around that time frame.
Because normally they're going to North Dakota State or Sam Houston to play those games.
Yeah, so It's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy. I'm delaying my trip back home so I can go to it.
I wish I was.
Yeah, because it's going to be insane. Keep a peep on the Hurdle Podcast Live. If it gets interesting, I might pull it up. We'll see. But, yeah, so let's just go into our picks for this game because right now South Dakota State favored by 5.5, which, wow, kind of shocks me because the Cats are the home team.
And they just knocked off the 1 seed.
Yep, and I feel like they are, I know both teams are going in hot into this game, but really, Montana State, I feel like, has all this momentum because you come off the loss to Montana, you convincingly beat a UT Martin team that's pretty good,
yeah,
and then you just throttle the number 1. So the momentum and the excitement is high, which is concerning, but momentum is a dangerous thing in any sport. And I think the Cats just have the most. Granted, I know South Dakota State's got 3 very impressive wins of late, but I don't know. I mean, the only game I didn't ride with the Cats, they win. So
reverse psychology.
Yeah, reverse psychology. But no, I'm going to take the Cats. This could be a very good game. I think it's a matter of what defense shows up, and I just have more faith in our defense stopping their rush attack because, I mean, our defense has to practice against Isaiah 5 days a week. So
yeah.
I just think we're built for it.
And it's at home.
And yeah, it's a home game. We don't lose in Bozeman. We don't. We just don't. So yeah, I'll take the Cats by 3. I think it'll stay close, but I expect the Cats in the second half to do enough to contain. Because I think they'll go into the half with the lead. And this team's more of a first half team.
Yeah.
I just think in the second half they gotta be able to control if big plays happen.
Yep.
Because if they can stop those, I think the Cats will be riding high.
Yeah. Yes, like you said, with San Diego State, extremely balanced offense. South Dakota State, excuse me.
Yeah, we both said 2 different schools.
Extremely balanced offense. No disrespect,
hey.
But just a mistake. SDS, San Diego State, South Dakota State. Give me a break. Yes, extremely balanced offense. Pierre Strong Jr. is kind of a monster. One thing that I've noticed with South Dakota State, they kind of like to take their shots deep, and then they set that up through Strong in the run game.
Very similar to us.
Yeah, very similar. They're a little more aggressive with the pass than we are. We kind of like our little tight end sweeps and stuff like that. To go along with the deep ball to McCutcheon normally. And then Willie Patterson is just great at running those corner/post routes over the middle. He's fantastic in that area of the game. But yeah, I think I like Montana State in this game as well. I kind of understand why South Dakota is favored by 5.5 just because their offense is just cooking right now. They're firing on all cylinders, and defensively, they shut down Villanova, who's ranked 5 to 21 points, which we actually thought South Dakota State was going to win that game. Good Lord. But
yeah, we were prepared for this matchup, I think, because this game ended before the Montana State game. If we were to beat Sam
Houston, we were prepared for this.
Yeah, we saw the matchup. We said, I wouldn't want to play South Dakota State right now.
I would have rather played Villanova.
Absolutely.
To be honest, even though it had been a road game, I would have rather played Villanova because I don't really think Villanova's that caliber team. They proved it because South Dakota State kind of trounced them. They dominated thoroughly throughout that entire game.
Yeah, Villanova's a basketball school.
Yeah, Villanova is a basketball school.
Are you kidding me?
Their quarterback, I don't even want to try and pronounce that. Aladakun?
Alodakun?
Alodakun. Only 6 picks on the year, so he doesn't turn the ball over, which is huge. Chris Alodakun. There we go.
Oh, from Tampa.
Yeah, he's a pretty decent quarterback. I just think Montana State, like you said, defensively matches up really well. But what it's gonna come down to is, I think the defense is for certain. I think we probably hold them to 21 and under. It's just, can South Dakota State stop the run game with Ifanse and with touchdown Tommy? So yeah, I'm at home. I just kind of like the odds. I know there's not gonna be very many students there, just because
we're gonna pack the place.
It's probably gonna be sold out, but we're all on break, so
yeah, a lot of people had flights.
Yeah, a lot of people are leaving.
Right before this, we had to take people to the airport,
including me tomorrow morning. So I just like Montana State, how they match up defensively. I think Ifanse is gonna get it going. He's gonna get his 25 carries. Mellott's gonna get his 15 to 20 carries. And if they average that 4.5 to 5 yards a carry, which I think they do in this game, I think they win fairly thoroughly. I like them by 10. Double digits. Even though we're not an explosive offense, I just think we hold them to 21 and under. I'm going 24-14. The defense is going to have to show out yet again, which I'm sure they will because they've shown out all year long.
Yeah, very nice.
It's all going to be about how we start, though, because you saw how we started against Sam Houston, and we came out and thrashed those guys. And then you look at the games like the Idaho State and the Idaho games, they started off really slow to some really mediocre teams. And those were really tough battles. Like, they really had to flesh those out to try to get a win. So I think it's all about how Montana State starts yet again. They can get that offense rolling early with Tommy and Ifanse getting a couple to McCutcheon. I like their odds.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, ironically enough, as we record this, the Thursday night game has started, but we have already discussed who our picks are.
Yep.
So,
it's 0-0 still.
Yeah, it's still 0-0. No one has scored. Chargers just punted to the Chiefs on their first drive. Ooh, Eckler getting involved.
Yeah, 2 for 19.
Yeah, very nice. So Chiefs playing the Chargers in LA. This is a huge game for the Chargers. A win here puts them ahead of the Chiefs in the division, which is huge because the Chargers were there, drop into the wild card, and now they've been winning a few in a row. And Kansas City has done the same, kind of sputtering, though, to say the least.
Offensively.
Yeah, exactly.
Defensively, holy Jesus. I saw a thing. The first 5 games, they gave up 32.5 points a game. In the last 5 games, they've given up 9.7. So that's kind of how it shows how they're doing defensively, because good God.
Yeah, exactly. When you make that big of a turnaround, obviously you're going to win games. It's just this offense hasn't really done.
They've been so inconsistent.
Yeah,
so inconsistent.
And it's like Bailey keeps preaching. The run game just needs to get set up for the Chiefs. I think it could start tonight because you saw what
Barkley had a big game.
Mixon had a big game. So establishing the run for the Chiefs on this first drive as they're getting ready to come back from commercial is going to be huge. But yeah. Yeah, we discussed it before. I'm taking the Chargers. I just like this. I don't like the Chiefs matchup with the Chargers. They're the one team that I think, I don't care how good the Chiefs are playing, the Chargers always play them very good.
That's true.
I don't trust KC's offense against this Chargers defense right now. So yeah, I think Herbert could have a pretty solid game. He hasn't started great, but I think he will have a solid game the rest of the way. I'll take the Chargers. I don't even know what the spread was before because the game's already started. Spread was Kansas City favored by 3 in LA. I will take the Chargers I'll take them by 4. I bet it's 24-20.
Yeah, I think you point out some great points. I think for the Chargers, some keys are getting Eckler going. Like you said, they already have 2 carries for 19 yards just to start this game in the first 2 minutes. So that's efficient running right there. But Kansas City's defense has just been so insane these last 5 weeks. It's kind of hard for me not to pick them, even though they're on the road. Kelsey has been, I'm going to be very honest, he's been horrific in these past few weeks. He started off hot with some big time games, and it's just slowly kind of just fallen off a cliff. And it's looking like he's not even going to finish as like the tight end 1 in fantasy this year, or just in terms of sheer play and production. Even though I still think he's the best tight end in the league. But like you said, run game has to get going for Kansas City. I'm going to preach it week in and week out. It's how they win football games, much like how Stafford needs either Michelle or Darrell Henderson. Mahomes does need Allaire and Darrell Williams to step up to the plate. As much as KC fans don't want to admit it, got to get the run game going, even if it's just like 15 for 60, which is 4 a carry, which is perfect. I think that's perfect for Mahomes. Because then you get the play action working out of like strong form sets and I form sets, and then it forces that safety to come into the box. Like it's a simple formula. The Chiefs can't beat 2 high safety. You look at the numbers. Mahomes' QBR with 1 high safety is like 118, and his QBR with 2 high safeties like 84. So the numbers speak for themselves, and the Chiefs I think are just being really stubborn about it. Even though honestly, it could open their offense up so much more because their O-line, they revamped the entire offensive line.
Yeah, they bring in Joe Tooney. They bring in Orlando Brown.
They draft Creed Humphrey, who has arguably been the best center in the league so far as a rookie. PFF rates him number 1.
As he just got a holding.
Which is kind of ironic. But he's a great center. He's a great center. I can't really say much more about it. I don't really analyze offensive linemen. But
no, he's honestly, when they do run the ball, he's one of the one centers where I've noticed they do pull the center occasionally, and he's athletically gifted enough to do it.
Yeah.
He's a bulldozer. He always gets to the second level as long as there's not a D tackle in front of him. And he just creates holes. They're just not running it. Yeah. And in pass pro, he's very solid. No one comes up the middle on KC. It's usually on the outside, mostly on that right side, because the right side of their offensive line is all rookies with Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith and
Lucas Niang.
Yeah, Lucas Niang. So that whole right side is just a bunch of rookies.
Which is why I'm scared, because I think Bosa could have a huge game.
Yeah.
But I think KC's defense is just too good right now for me not to pick them. I like KC by 6. 27-21, somewhere around there. I think this could be a very high-scoring game. What's the over-under?
Over-under is, I think, near 50.
Near 50?
54.
54. So, yeah, I have it under the over-under, but it has the potential to be the classic 45-41 kind of games.
Like these two usually do.
Yeah, like they usually, the offense is normally feast. As Kelsey gets a catch, I was talking crap about him.
Have you noticed the Chiefs are wearing all white with gray face masks?
Interesting.
Weird combo. kind of like it, not gonna lie.
Anyway, I just think Mahomes, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, they play clean football, they get the run game going, and the defense just continues to play how they have the last 5 games. I like the Chiefs by 6.
Yeah, very much. So, as Tyreek catches a pass. Sorry, this is kind of fun to do a podcast when the game's going. But
that's going to wrap up. Short but sweet, 21 minutes. Or 22 minutes.
25 if we keep talking.
But, that's going to do it for this. Great Thursday night game. We expect a high score. And go Cats, baby, as they come home.
Go Cats, go! Let's go!
But, that's going to wrap it up for this podcast. Follow us on Instagram, @HurdlePodcast, HRDL Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, share, like, comment, notification bell. That's your go-to.
Hey, that's what they always say. Like if I make the shot, if I miss subscribe, or stuff like that. But
yeah, absolutely hit that notification bell because it just lets you know when all our podcasts are coming out.
And it's very accurate.
It is pretty accurate. It is pretty accurate. Like the Spotify one's 2 to 3 hours off. This one's just right on the money. So that's gonna do it. I'm Bailey. That's Logan. We're out. Peace, guys.